everybody's been talking about bad frames, stuttering, blah, blah, blah. Battlegrounds is not working well for you. I got a wonderful computer, my rig, whatever the case might be. This reminds me a lot of the Battlefield 4 launch. If you can follow me, if you play Battlefield 4, you know what I'm talking about. Not the same thing, but something came to me because I was getting, when I drop, I'd get 19 frames, and then when I hit the ground, I'm lucky to hit 40. I did this, and everything changed for me. I'm easily hitting 80, 90 frames, across the field. So this is the same thing that a lot of us were forced to do with BF4. So I went, let me try this. It could be placebo. I did a bunch of other things, changed my NIC settings, did a lot of offloading, actually changed a lot of the settings in game. So everything was on low and my textures are ultra. Yeah. And so, but, yeah, so you go into you know how to get to your game in Steam apps, common, Battlegrounds. Here, you go into your redistributable, DirectX. Yes, who cares if it says June 2010? Scroll and you will see DX setup. When you installed, and this happened with Battlefield 4, a lot of us will remember, when you installed Battlefield 4, it didn't properly initialize DirectX. So a lot of people found this fix. They go into the Battlefield, what do you call it? Into the files, into the game files, into the folders, game folders, and found the DirectX setup. Launched the setup within the Battlefield 4 game folder. So I did the same thing here. And like I said, at the same time I did this, the only other thing I did was I came into and this was just something that I personally have been running into problems with, just with streaming and all that, even though I use the NVIDIA encoder for streaming with OBS. I came into my Ethernet settings. I have an Intel NIC. Okay, I got rid of all the Microsoft stuff. Everybody will, this. You guys know this stuff. If you can go into your files and make little changes like that, then you know what I'm talking about. So I just went in. Where am I? And kind of turned everything off except for see all my offloading. A large send, I enabled that. And that's just for me. That might not work. You might not need to do that. The only reason I did it, and then all my other offloading, I enabled all of it. Just because, for whatever reason, my CPU is going crazy. So I'm overclocking my i5. But it was overclocked when I started playing Battlegrounds. And I was getting the terrible frames. So, yeah, so I didn't know what else to do. So I did some of those things. A little load off a CPU. I don't think it was that big of a load, but after doing this, again, probably unnecessary. The big thing for me was having done this. As soon as I did this setup, as soon as I did my NIC, enabled all my offloading, which everybody says don't do for gaming because it introduces buffering and lag and blah blah blah. I don't know. My shots are on target. But, the shots that I can make on target because my aim's terrible. But, yeah, try it. I can't guarantee it's going to work, but it hit me. And I've been looking at other forums and everybody's talking about FPS. Some people are saying it's great. Some people are saying it's not so great. Maybe it's installing properly on some installs and others it's not. But that's the only thing I can think of. So suddenly I'm getting really great frames in game. Now, if only I can crank up my FOV. But, that's another thing. So, hope it helps. Just a quick hello. Anyway, enjoy.